I have seen the Batman. What's up, all you out there, YouTube space? Welcome. This is gonna be a bit of a different video. Yeah, we're in Cold War, but that's not what we come here for to talk about today. This is going to be basically a little rant, a little movie review about the Batman. So with that being said, you know, we're just gonna hop in and we're gonna get to chatting about it. Oh, obviously, spoilers, like all around, like spoilers. So click away, don't watch this video until you go watch the Batman and then come back and then watch the video. And then leave a lot of comments too. Alright. Alright, well, let me just say that every single cinematic shot in the Batman is beautiful. Like there was not a shot that was like subpar, mediocre. Like every shot, every cinematic, absolutely amazing, right? No doubt, amazing. And then what I also liked about how like they did the Batman was that he was kind of like slow and brooding. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like every time he appeared, you would always hear his footsteps first before he appeared. Unless he was sneaking up on Catwoman. And in which case he was like on stealth mode. He was like on airplane mode. But every other instance, he'd be pulling up on them with the big steppers. And I don't know, I kind of liked the fact that he kind of, in a sense, he moved really slow, in a sense, if that makes sense. Almost like, it's a bad comparison, but like almost like Michael Myers. You know how like Michael Myers moves really slow? The Batman sort of had a slow rhythm to him until, of course, he got to the enemy. In which case, he sped up to do whatever he needed to do. But for the most part, he was just kind of slow and, kind of maniacal. It's in a sense. I might be using the wrong word there, but yeah. The suit was great. Overall, I really liked Robert Pattinson as Batman. And like I said, the cinematic shots, my goodness. I think my favorite cinematic shot of the whole movie would probably be, well, there's a couple, right? I don't know if it's my favorite, but for definitely like the first scene. Like the first scene when it's like the mayor-elect or whatever, he's like he's watching TV and like the Riddler is standing right behind him. So when he moves, like you can see the Riddler like in the shadows of the shot. That was amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then like after that, there was the car chase with him and the Penguin. The car chase with him and the like that whole sequence was like ridiculously good. Like it was good. And let me just say that the new Batmobile, or whatever you want to call that thing was crazy. I like that version of like the Batmobile. It's probably one of my favorite versions of the Batmobile.
Hardpoint located. Hardpoint locked down.
But yeah, also let me warn you, if you don't know this, the movie is 3 hours long. Like it's really 3 hours long, but it didn't. I was never bored, nor did I go to sleep. Obviously, as you can tell, I would not be out here with a full face of makeup if I didn't like the movie. But yeah, I had to get into character, you know what I mean? At first I was like, let me just go out and like be brooding like the whole thing like Batman was. But then I couldn't express the sheer enthusiasm I have for this movie. Because, man, I really liked it. I didn't care that it was like several years long. I'm hoping the next one's 5 hours long, if there is a next one. And then at the end, right, the Riddler's like in Arkham, and he's talking to some dude in the cell, and I still don't know who that is yet. I have to go do some research. At first I was like the Joker, but then I kind of saw his face in the darkness, and I thought he was like Two-Face. But I don't know that for certain. I have to go do some research, like I said. But yeah, it's a great movie. 10 out of 10. Would definitely recommend, if you're a Batman fan, to go see it. And like, there's one scene in the movie where like Batman straight up takes like a bomb at like dang near point blank range that I couldn't make sense of, right? Because, you know, the lower half of his face is revealed. I could not make sense of it because I didn't know how he just came away pretty much unscathed. Yeah, he went unconscious or whatever, but like, he wasn't burnt or anything. So that part I didn't get. But besides that, it was alright. Oh, and there was another big like fallout scene where he jumps from the top of the building because he's trying to escape the cops. And basically he like, you know, he's got like a, what do you call it, flying squirrel suit on or whatever. So he just like glides down. And he clips his parachute on like a overpass or like a bridge or something like that, and he just wipes clean out, but staggers off. He still survives. That one I was like, dang, that's tough. But besides those two scenes, everything else pretty much makes sense. All the fight scenes were pretty cool. Yeah. I like the like psychology behind it all. They really went into like the psychology of Batman. And the Riddler was great. That actor, I don't know who he is, but whoever that was that played the Riddler, he was great. That was great. That was great acting right there. Catwoman was cool. I don't really have too much to say about Catwoman. She was just kind of there, in and out, kind of side character, you know. Whenever you needed her, she showed up, so that's solid. And yeah, it was an all around great movie, in my opinion, anyway. You know, leave a comment on what you guys' favorite part. If you've seen it already, you know, just leave a comment about like, what was your favorite cinematic scene? Like, and there was a lot of like rain scenes in there, you know what I mean? And all the rain scenes were pretty darn good. Like, all of them were good. The one scene, like, this is the beginning of the scene where, let me see. This is the beginning of the scene where oh yeah, so Batman is about to start his like chase with the Penguin, and cause like Batman gets shot that like previous 2 seconds ago, the Riddler like sprays him with a Uzi. I mean, not the Riddler, the Penguin sprays him with a Uzi, and Batman's like on the ground, right? He's like, I'm dying. And then it cuts back and he's not there. Then all of a sudden you just hear this like wailing of like, basically it was the wailing of his like turbo engine hybrid situation that he has going on in the Batmobile. And yeah, that was just, like I said, that was a great sequence. That was a great sort of chase scene. Also like how they, you know, made up the Penguin. Like, the Penguin looked grimy. He wasn't like, oh, he had a long nose and he was fat and he was like he just looked more, you know, bird than man. This one, he just looked more man, but it was like fringing on like something else, right? Like, it kind of fringed on something else. So they did a good job there, I feel, with the Penguin, in my opinion, anyway.
Napalm strike incoming.
Ooh.
We're losing the advantage.
But yeah. Oh, I shot my teammate. Sorry, teammate.
Hardpoint contested.
So all around though, that was a great movie.
Hardpoint locked.
I'm excited to see Robert Pattinson come back as Batman. I hope they give him another
We're taking control.
movie. Because Batman, he didn't never say too much. And that was enough, right? He didn't have to say much. He also wasn't like speaking like this. He just kind of spoke in a low, calm voice. He never really said too much. So, but yeah, so we are a fan.
Hostile sentry turrets working. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Oh. And yeah, guys, if you want more of these like review videos, let me know. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like, leave a subscribe. Because you know I like doing these. I'm basically just ranting about movies that I like. So it doesn't have to be new movies. Like I can go back and do some old movies. I would maybe, I don't know. Maybe for the next Batman movie, I'll be a little bit more prepared and I won't just have on eyeliner. Because, like, if you saw the movie, you understand what I'm doing here. But yeah, so maybe in the next one, I'll be more prepared. Maybe I'll have an actual, like, Batman helmet or something. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I said this after the movie, but I was just like, I would pay probably an absorbent amount of money to get that bat suit. Right? I would probably just be skulking around on a Halloween in that bat suit. No doubt. Not a shroud of doubt in my brain. Oh, I'm flashed. Ow! Yeah, luckily, unfortunately, I don't have a Batman game to play. I would have been playing the Batman game, but it is what it is. Let me see. I got. Oh, don't I have a? Yeah, that's. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, don't I have a score streak?
What the hell was that? You trying to get us killed?
Yeah, great movie. Hands down, 10 out of 10. I'm a bit biased. Batman's like my favorite superhero. But yeah, Batman's cool. And it's nice to see him done well. I didn't have anything against previous Batman. What was his? His name is escaping me. But nothing against him. Old brooding Batman that was in like Batman vs Superman and all the other fun stuff. Nothing against that Batman. But this one's better. We like Robert Pattinson as Batman. No doubt. And Commissioner Gordon, like in the movie, he was always OG. He keeping it 110 trillion%. No doubt. I'm trying to think about, is there any more other scenes that were very notable? Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention. Okay, so there's a scene at the end where Batman is like, because in the beginning he's like, I'm vengeance and blah 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 blah. But then he slowly sort of turns and comes around the corner and says, hey, I have to be more than vengeance. I have to be something more. And there's a cool scene where like the stadium where the new mayor-elect or something like that. I just missed this man, didn't I? Oh yeah, I just missed him. So the new mayor-elect is holding a press conference, and like the Riddler has flooded Gotham at that point, right? Like the Riddler just set off bombs on like Gotham Harbor, and now Gotham is flooded. And after, you know, all the pseudo sort of Riddlers are taken down, if you want to call them that, Riddler gang or Riddler faction, or are taken down, there's this scene where Batman, you know, there's like some civilians and they're like trapped under some scaffolding. So he comes over, he moves the scaffolding, and then he just basically reaches out his hand, and no one wants to take his hand in the beginning. But there's this one little boy that's kind of been following him throughout the movie. Not following, but he's kind of noticed. He's been around. Batman has seen him a couple times. He's seen Batman. And he's like the first one to take his hand. And then Batman basically ends up leading all of the trapped sort of civilians to safety. And the scene is hecka cool because Batman basically pops open this red flare and he leads the people out, like, you know, he's just helping them out. And then they start following him out one by one. And then the camera sort of pans up to like Batman leading like the citizens, and they're all coming behind him and following him and stuff. And you just see the red flare, and you just see them all like wading through the, like, you know, the flooded waters of the stadium. Great scene. That's like a great cinematic shot. I could wax. I am waxing. I could wax, and I am waxing poetic about it. My goodness. It's crazy.
Enemy care package above.
It's crazy. That was a great scene. What else was a good scene? I think in the end where like Catwoman is basically like, you know, come with me, Bruce. Well, she doesn't know his name. But she's like, come with me, you know, we can be a tag team duo, you know, we can take down some people, we can leave Gotham, and so on and so forth. And basically Batman looks up, he sees the bat signal, right? And he looks back down, and then in his eyes you can see him saying, he doesn't say this, right? But in his eyes, this is what I pictured him saying. He's like, nah, little baby, you know, I belong to the streets of Gotham. And so he doesn't leave with Catwoman, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty funny but good scene, where he sees the symbol, and he just looks up at the symbol while they're like locked eye to eye, and she's like, oh, you know, you belong to the streets. But yeah, it was a great movie. All around, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 12 on a 10 scale. I mean, yeah, 12 out of 10 on a 10 scale, yeah. Oh, I died. But man, was it good. Real good. You guys should go see it if you're a fan of Batman. And yeah, if you can sit through a 3-hour movie. Oh, also, you know, if you do go see it and you don't know this, there is no point in staying after the credits roll, because it's just goodbye and then it ends. So, yeah. Just saying. Well, I think that's about it. If something else comes up, I'll think about it. But who knows? Maybe I can focus on catching a couple bodies here for your viewing pleasure. Yes. I am vengeance.
Sentry turret available.
look easy. Bravo Zulu.
Bravo Zulu. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.